the quiet town of Winchester, Jacksville, there's a man who, unlike all the other residents who drink water from their tap, will go out to the forest to collect rainwater. Meet Ron Windchime. I was lucky enough to come along with Ron on his daily routine. But first, let's find out how this whole thing started.
Well, it all started 25 years ago when I was walking with my mom in the woods. I was looking up at the sky and I was like, what are those weird white things up there? And she explained to me that they were clouds and they were really just water. And I said to her, that's all I want to drink from now on. Clouds are just the most pure form of water. They're better than anything you can get out of a tap.
The town you currently live in gets their water from an aquifer and has some of the best drinking water found in the country. Why don't you just drink the tap water? Seems like it would be a lot easier.
Well, simply put, I don't really trust the government on what they put in my water. They put in some minerals, dihydrogen monoxide. They really just want you to think that they're healthy by calling them minerals, but they're literally just rocks. I don't know anybody that wants to be drinking rocks.
Are you concerned about poisonous or acid rain?
Not really. I know there's not any in the water I collect. You can just tell.
How are you able to tell?
Basically, you just drink it and you just wait a couple days and see if you're alive. This method was backed by 14 scientists. I mean, there's only 7 left, but it's still proven to work.
Ron's day begins with him walking to a nearby forest. Here, he takes out a plastic bag to collect rainwater. He does this 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Sometimes even more than that, if there is a leap year.
Okay, here I am out in the forest that I like to collect my rainwater at. We're out here bright and early, 5 a.m. to make sure that we get all the good rainwater before it's all gone. And let's just get collecting. You know, it's too bad with supermarkets not carrying plastic bags anymore. They're getting harder to come by. Because, you know, they only carry paper bags now. And I've tried that out, but they just don't really work, you know, they just break.
Ron waves his bag around in the trees, but unfortunately today, it's all blue skies. Why don't you use a bucket to collect water? Why do you have to use a plastic bag?
So basically it's part of my ritual. If it's not in a plastic bag, it's not pure enough for me to drink. If it's in a bucket, it's all ruined. It's basically government water at that point.
So what's the longest time you've gone without water?
Oh, easily a couple weeks, I would say.
It's pretty impressive to be able to survive for 2 weeks without any water.
Yeah, I'm just built different. Or so I'm told, at least.
How do you survive in the summer when, in your area, it can go for months without any rain?
So during the colder months, I collect rainwater in bags, and I tie them up and I store them in my room. And then when it gets drier out and there's less rainwater, I just dip into my reserves.
On average, how many liters of water are you collecting a day?
It really depends on the day. Some good days I can get around 200 liters. On some worse days it's around 0. Yeah, there's basically no in between. It's either a good day or it's not.
So why'd you go to your nearby forest to collect rainwater when you could just do it in your yard?
Basically what it comes down to is elevation. You see, at my house, which is close to the sea level, we get around 20 millimeters of rainwater per 7 days. Now if you go to the forest, then that's a whole 100 meters higher, you get 40 millimeters per 7 days. Or at least that's what the forest goblin tells me. You see, he's the one that helps me out with the rain and gives me all the facts and stuff. Well, look at that! Look! The forest goblin left me a hat! You know, he's so kind sometimes, you know, he just leaves me little gifts out here. Oh, that fits pretty good. Oh, yeah, epic. It's gonna be a good water collection day, I can feel it. You see, because these trees just aren't very good for hanging plastic bags on. You see, if you just put one up here, it just falls down. It's not that great, so I go for the ones with the little pines and stuff. Oh my god! Hey look, it's the little forest goblin guy. There he is.
Where?
Right there. Can you see him? Day 3. no water. I was hoping that was gonna be a little bit better than yesterday, but it doesn't seem like it. Day 2, I was able to actually get some water this time. Too bad it's in a Doritos bag, but it's the only one I could find. So not too bad, but not great. I think the forest goblin might have tricked me with this hat. I think it's giving me bad luck. I'm gonna leave it here and hopefully we can get some better rain tomorrow.
Has any of your family ever come along with you to collect any rainwater?
A couple times, just to show them what it's like, you know, and also to try and like convert them, you know, it's like, hey, look how much better this water is than that disgusting tap water.
So does a little forest goblin ever help you collect any water?
Sometimes, it depends on if he's feeling generous that day or not, you know. Sometimes he steals my rainwater too, it's kind of like a back and forth. But, you know, generally he's nice enough. I mean, if you were a little forest goblin guy, you would do the same. After a really long day of collecting rainwater, I had like a couple big bags, you know, I was carrying them home, and I noticed there was a little bit of dripping, you know, out of the bags, but I was like, oh, you know, it could just be from like the sky or something like that, and then by the time I got home, it all dripped out of the bags. It was so funny.
How long did it take you to collect all that water?
Yeah, it was great.
But how long did it take you to collect all the water? How many hours are we talking?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. We had a good laugh about it, you know.
When I met Ron, I saw so much excitement and thrill for the activity of rain collecting. And although it's a hard life, Ron values his rainwater so much that for him, it's all worth it. Studies have shown you can survive up to 7 days without water. And if that is true, that means that Ron is lucky to still be alive. With the summer months quickly approaching, I worry for Ron's life. But for Ron, it's not all lost because later on that day, it started to rain.
It's raining! It's raining! I gotta... Finally! Let's go!
It looks like this story will have a happy ending.
Oh my god! There we go. Okay, we're good to go.